Welcome to the Contrarians and tonight's topic, the rarest albums in your collection. So if you're a record collector, this show might be for you. Let us know in the chat, what are your rarest albums in your collection? So without any further ado, let's get started. Welcome to the Contrarians, and tonight we have a small but mighty panel. I usually say this when we have a large panel, but we have a small but mighty panel. Tonight I want to welcome Nick Esquire and Andrew Halloran here tonight. We have not had Andrew on the show yet, but he's here. He obviously is a big record collector. So the topic for tonight are rarest albums in our collection. So hopefully Rand will be here. We're waiting for him, but we're going to get started. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. How are you?
Doing well, sir.
Excellent. Okay, Andrew has not been on the show, so we're going to haze him tonight. Well, no, we're not. But he's been following the show. He originally watched Sea Tranquility, popped over the Contrarians. I'm assuming, Andrew, you were taken with Martin and Pete's show over there. Brought you over here.
At the Funhouse was my absolute favorite.
Yep, I know that. And I've said that before. That is the best show over there.
It really, I mean, the topics are amazing, and so it's amazing to be on Contrarians. I actually really happy to be here. A little bit nervous.
Nah, don't be nervous. Of course, I remember. Okay, I'm gonna go before we get started. I'll tell you the whole. Okay, I joined the Contrarians back in the day when they just started to do panels. So that was what? Nick, when did you join up? When were you? Early. So early. Nick, me, at least Todd Evans, I don't know who else.
Yeah.
But the first show I was on, Andrew, we had like a huge, you can look at it. It's down there. It's still up there. Yeah. It was a huge panel.
Yeah.
And I didn't know anybody. I thought, oh, what am I getting myself into? So I got on, and of course, Martin's on the first show. And I'm going, oh my God. I was all stressed out because I didn't know what I was getting into, but it all worked out. And so here we are today. So don't be worried about it. It's all good. We're just talking. All we do on the Contrarians is talk music. So welcome aboard. Glad you're here. Please sign up and do more shows. We love new blood. All right. So we're here talking about the rarest albums in your collection. We've got two here, and Rand will be here eventually. It's Rand, everybody. So I'm going to start with, I don't know. Let's just go 1-1. This should go pretty quick. I just have to be over by 45 minutes, and then we'll be all right. Nick, what do you want to present? You're up first, and then we'll go over to Andrew.
All right. I'll show one that I've shown you off air. We'll start at the beginning. This album is for sale, especially to Contrarians first, but we'll go with a sealed copy.
I've
from about
seen that before.
68, 69, sealed right there. Still got taggers on it from the store. There you go, the Beatles. I've seen this all sorts of price-wise. It's all over the place, but it's not a cheap album. But that's for sale. That's for a Beatles fan. And I would prioritize that for a Contrarian.
So what's the story behind that again?
That album was given to me. It was owned by my good friend and band leader. And he had a Beatles collection, and he passed. And so some of that collection came to me. Some of it was sold. But he had won a radio station contest. And he received all the Beatles albums to date at that point. And he was about 14, 15, and this was in the late 60s. So there's others. Unfortunately, though, over the years, like some of the seams have split, so it's sort of opened, but the albums haven't been played. But I just show this one because there are others, let's put it that way. But if you want to see another one real quick,
go ahead. You can do two. Is that a real?
Yes, it's real. It's absolutely real. Flat out real.
So the Beatles Christmas album was, they did a compilation. Of course, the Beatles had the fan club, but they
Right.
put this out to everybody at the end of the career.
Right.
Had all the Beatles Christmas singles on there. Oh.
Yep. Yep. And it was through the fan club. And that's why this is rare. And that's for sale too. The rarest one I have is one that I just felt that it needs to be in the hands of a Beatles collector. He and I had talked about it, but it's so rare I don't even have it because it's in a store. If it hasn't been sold, I told you about this one, Grant. It's the John Lennon Roots album.
Roots album.
And that Roots album, if people know about it, was an album that was put out through like a KTEL TV offer. And then there was an injunction by Lennon and his record company, or I don't know if it was Apple, somebody. And but about 2,000 albums snuck out into the wild. The thing is that album is highly bootlegged, highly copied, et cetera, but mine is a legit copy. I know its provenance, and lucky for me, we have one of the foremost internationally known Beatles and British rock memorabilia experts in these parts, and he's seen it, and he authenticated it, and so yeah, absolutely legit. So that's a good one, and you see the price of Roots all over the place, but it's that could go into the four figures. But it's a great specimen. Let's put it that way. I was going to try to get down to the store and grab it and come back because it's been sitting there for a bit, but I didn't have time today.
You might be better off just putting it up on Discogs.
I might. I haven't. You know what it is though? I haven't done it, and like here I am, a new seller selling this. It looks odd, right? You know what I mean? As opposed to a seller with a track record. Now, obviously, I'm well known with the Contrarians. They know what they're going to get, et cetera, and I could show stuff. But the thing that scares me from Discogs or something else is just I have a presence there just as a collector, not as a seller or buyer. And I think that maybe raise red flags or people may be scared off by it. But whatever. Well, I'm not in a hurry. But
I've sold some records off Discogs, but mostly I sell CDs because I know that's a lot easier. People can be very particular about their albums, and
that's the other thing too. Like here I am, a new seller, and I'm going to sell these, which are top of the food chain, and then I know the problems that are out there for sellers selling this kind of material through somewhere like eBay or Discogs. So I didn't necessarily want to put myself through that, but I'm not in a hurry. It's for me, it's a matter of liberating it and getting it into people who are huge Beatles fans. Which I am not. I mean, I like the Beatles, love them, but
you're not a huge Beatles fan, Nick.
No, I love the Beatles, but I'm not a Grant Arthur Beatles fan. Let's put it that way.
That's my number one. Andrew, is that your number one? What's your number one?
The Beatles? No, Beatles are not my number one.
Oh my God. Well, I'm going to have to delete with some people off of this chat. Well, the Beatles will always be my number one.
I think this album, Grant, will look great behind you. I really think it'll be great on the wall.
It depends upon how. I've got a bootleg copy of that.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I bought it like in the 80s when that's all you could get.
Right.
I still have it, but it's not worth anything probably, But that's a real legit one.
Yes, they're all legit. Yep.
Well,
yeah,
Nick,
I got stuff like, for example, I have an autograph from Johnny Carson. I've got the envelope it came in, but it's never been authenticated. So this is from the same collection. Like I know where it came from. I know there's other things too. Yeah. I know it's all legit. So yeah.
All right, cool. Well, I couldn't compete with that anyway. So all right, let's throw it over to. I don't have anything like that. I've got a mono Beatles. I've got a mono Monkeys. Birds, the Bees, and the Monkeys in mono.
Right.
That's good enough. But
yeah.
And I've got some other, like a promo copy of the Monkeys Changes. I got like Monkeys stuff, but
yeah.
Other than that, unless you want to look at the Tom Peterson solo album when he quit Cheap Trick, I've got that.
Yeah.
I do have that. I'd have to pull it. Hold on, it's right here. So have you ever seen this?
Never.
Tom Peterson and Another Language.
Is it any good?
No, it's horrible.
Yeah.
But there's Dagmar on the back.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, I got it for $1. Probably in the 80s when no one wanted any vinyl. So if so it's legit. It came out. There it is. Tom Peterson. There he is, right there,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
looking all
That's
80s.
Awesome.
I don't know if it's worth anything. Like I said, back in the 90s, they were just getting rid of stuff. They didn't care. No one knew what it was. Here,
Yeah.
just another record. It was $1. Look at this. A dollar.
Is it a cutout?
No. Nope.
Wow.
Well, yes, it is.
Oh. Yeah.
But this came out on Enigma. No one bought this. No one even knew about it. Never came out on CD. Never came. I don't think you can stream it. I think Tom Peterson just kind of looks away.
Right.
It was Dagmar's show at that point. So
Mm.
anyway, there you go. I had something for everybody. Let's go over to Andrew. Andrew, what you got? Give us whatever you wanted to share
All
with
right.
the class.
I got something by a little band called U-2. And this is 12-inch EP known as U23. And the story is it's on CBS Ireland. And the story is they won a battle of the bands at a club called Dandelion Green. Right after they changed the name from The Hype to U2. And CBS, the prize was that CBS would put out a recording. And
there he is. Go ahead, Andrew. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So this is actually, they ended up first putting out just 1,000 numbered copies of this. And then it was so popular, they kept repressing it. This is actually the second pressing, but still pretty rare. And you can actually tell there's the second pressing, and I know you're not going to be able to see this on the camera, but etched into the vinyl, it says Bang, not band, but then it says Bono, The Edge, Larry, Adam, etched into the vinyl. It's only on one side. So I actually found this at a record store in the East Village that clearly didn't know what they had because I bought it for $8.
Wow.
And and it's actually super rare. And the story is Bono himself doesn't even have this. So, but I had to rescue this from Hurricane Wilma. I was living in Delray Beach, Florida at the time, and water poured through my wall and ruined all my records. And luckily, I pulled this out. But the mold from the hurricane is still on the sleeve. It's never been played, but luckily, on a record store day a few years ago, they re-released it. And so this one I actually play, which is nice that they re-released it. But yeah.
Excellent.
So that's my rare YouTube.
Wow. Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, does anybody here, I'm going to bring it up since we're talking vinyl and talking music. Anybody have an RL of Led Zeppelin II? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I have no idea what that is.
All right. The original pressing of Led Zeppelin II in the States was mastered by Robert Ludwig. Now, if you're in the vinyl community, you know what that means.
Yeah, right.
It's very hot. There's a lot of bass on it. It's a beautiful sounding record. So what happened is that the record came out. Who was the head of Atlantic?
Ahmet Ertegun?
Yeah, Ahmet Ertegun had a daughter. And so they played the Robert Ludwig cut. She played it on her turntable and it would skip because it was so back in those days, styluses and they couldn't really handle it because it's a beautiful, beautiful sounding record. But so he went back and said, "Hey, this isn't going to work. It's the stylus is jumping out of the grooves." So they went back and recut it. I don't think Robert Ludwig did it. Somebody else probably did it. But it's one of those holy grail Led Zeppelin records. But I do have one. I got one for like $5. I should sell it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, how's it sound?
It sounds like you're sitting in the studio with Led Zeppelin. It's absolutely very dynamic. It's beautiful.
Wow.
But that record sounds really good anyway.
Yeah.
But it's phenomenal.
180 gram vinyl. Can't they put that actual version out on 180 gram? And it.
Well, yeah, but 180 gram vinyl doesn't make any difference. It could be on thinner vinyl.
And it wouldn't skip the
well, no, that whole 180 gram vinyl thing's just a bunch of hype. It doesn't matter. Just so it works and it sounds good. But yeah, but I have one whole RL and then I've got one that's a half an RL. So I've got, well, one and a half. But yeah,
Right.
you'd have to hear it. But now,
Wow.
unless you go through the bins and look for one that, you look on the inner groove, it says RL.
Yeah, right.
That's
Yeah.
what you have to look for. So
Wow, I did not know that. That's great.
yeah, that was the original first pressing on vinyl in the States.
Yeah.
And it's phenomenal. It really is. But I don't have a problem with like the first version of the CD either. So,
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, cool. Andrew, you got anything else?
Yeah, I mean, we're doing.
Well,
Yeah,
go ahead and give us another one. Then I'll throw it over to Rand.
Okay. Well, so you may remember that Miko did a Star Wars disco album, Star Wars and Galactic Funk. But did you also know they did a Star Wars Christmas album?
No.
Yeah. So I didn't even know this existed. My friend Kelly got it for me, but it contains the song "What Do You Get a Wookiee for Christmas When He Already Has a Comb?" And yeah, so I've played this one time. It's not very good. It's not disco like the Star Wars and Galactic Funk, but I keep it. And this is another one that's kind of moldy from the hurricane. But yeah, so U2-3 and Christmas in the Stars, Star Wars Miko are my two rare vinyls. Now, my brother, when I told him I was going to be on the show, really wanted me. He's a huge JY fan, and he wanted me to
James Young.
Yeah, out on a day past the cassette version. So Absolute Records did not put out a cassette, and but if you were in the JY fan club, like my brother Tim Halloran was, JY offered to give you an empty record sleeve and record the album for you on cassette, which I don't know, was JY just doing this up in his bedroom on his stereo? I don't know.
What's the title of it again?
It's called Out on a Day Pass.
I see it.
Yeah. I mean,
came out in 1988.
Yeah. It's a terrible album. But it's
JY's good. It came out on High Dragon Records in France. Let me see what it came out here.
I think it was originally on Absolute Records.
Came out on Absolute in 93, but originally, like 1988, it was released like in Europe. Took a while for it to come out. I've never heard it.
Yeah, my brother was in the fan club, and yeah, he got an order form that you could get the vinyl, or you could get the cassette. But it said on the cassette that it's not coming out on cassette. So you would get just like a copy of the record, and then you would get an empty record sleeve. But the reason I don't have it is because we never got it, because who would get that? Why wouldn't you just get the record and find some way to record that? Yeah. Because, I mean, instead you're just getting an empty record sleeve. So, yeah.
Well, do you have James Young's City Slicker that he did with Jan Hammer?
We used to have the cassette of that, and
I've got the vinyl. I bought it for $1. Everything I'm going to say to you, everyone here, if I bought it back in the 90s, it was $1.
Right.
Now it's probably $20.
I mean, how long did City Slicker go for a regular price? That was not a huge hit.
I'd never seen one until I found one used.
I think I remember it coming out. I mean, because yeah, I had a video. It was on Headbangers Ball at one point.
Oh, okay. Just since we're talking vinyl here, I'm going to let you know what I really need to sell all this vinyl. Now's the time to sell, especially when I bought all this stuff cheap. City Slicker is on Discogs for $43.47.
Who would buy that?
There's one US Styx fans. But Andrew, all the vinyls all really inflated right now.
Yeah.
All these dollar records are now $10 records, except this dollar record's now a $43 record. So I really should unload all this stuff now. Now's the time.
See what U2 record's worth. I mean, that's
I don't know. Anyway, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. I want to welcome everybody in the chat checking out this show. Just to go back, we're just talking records. We're talking about records that we own that are, well, we consider them, they are worth some money. And Nick's here, Andrew's here, and Rand's here. I want to thank Andrew for that. We're talking James Young. Holy crap.
Yeah,
I'm going
that's
to throw it
cool.
out to Rand. Rand, welcome to the show.
Hello.
It's a little late. Nice to see you, Rand. How are you?
I'm good.
So, Rand, what do you have to share with the class?
I put this together so fast. I forgot all about it, and I got my link late, as you know. Um, I'm going to start with a pretty rare box set by Osric Tentacles called Vitamin Enhanced.
Okay, yeah.
I don't even know who that is.
You've never heard of Osric Tentacles?
No, but I've heard of James Young. So
They're phenomenal. Like instrumental space rock. It's like Hawkwind meets Gong with no vocals. It's amazing stuff. I've seen them like 3 times, I think, and met them and stuff.
Hold that up again, Rand. It's like a cereal box.
Yeah, look.
So what
was,
was it a 45 or
Kellogg's
what?
Cornflakes tried to sue these guys for this. It didn't take. But yeah, it's amazing.
That's awesome.
This album is really hard to get. I mean, just go on Discogs when I show these things that I'm going to show you, and you can see the values because I can't do it. But anyways, it's absolutely phenomenal. This has 6 CDs, and here's the back of it. They're very, very spacey. They're into LSD and mushrooms and stuff like that, you know.
Oh,
But
so
like
it's
I
a
said,
drug record.
it's just, oh God, yeah. This is driving music most of the time.
Yeah.
They have a penchant for going into reggae when you least expect it. There's only one album that they put out of like the 20 albums that they have. This band's been around since like the 80s, you know. But we saw them in 1994 in San Francisco, and we met them and talked to them and stuff. And they were an hour and a half late going on after we got done talking to them because they were waiting for the mushrooms to kick in.
Oh, for
I'm
God's
telling the
sakes.
truth. Yeah, and they were crazy. And there's this guitar player. It's like he just inherited everything Steve Hillage ever did, and he's incredible. His name's Ed Wynn, and I just love this band. They're so good. But I was going to say, all that reggae stuff I was talking about, every album except for one album in 1995, they put out an album called Become the Other. And that's the only one that doesn't have reggae. And that's my favorite. Go figure. I'm not a big reggae fan, you know. I'd rather play it than listen to it, if that makes any sense.
Yep.
As a guitar player, it's fun to do reggae.
Yep.
Anyways, that's my first one. Do you want me to keep going, or
You go
wanna
ahead,
around
Rand.
circles?
Well, we've been kind of going like with 2s, so go ahead.
2? Okay. All right. For my second one, it's the most recent grab, and I was talking about this on our Camel show, Grant. Here's the Airborne box set I was telling you about.
Oh, look, you'd love to flaunt that.
Camel.
I'm not a big fan of the artwork on it because you can barely see it. It's kind of like that old, you know how they'll put gold on blue. It just doesn't really kind of come through. But yeah, this is a phenomenal box set. It comes with a big book. Let me get this out. Hard. What do you call it? Hardcover book. Again, here's the kind of picture.
Yeah, the
of
blue
band.
on gold. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a real big fan of that because you feel like you're in another dimension and you can't see anything. Here's just a random page I opened up to the book. It's just freaking great, you know. I mean, they got so many photos and stuff. I'm going to try to do a Pete Pardo here. I don't know how well it will go, but
It'll show up every bit as well as Pete Pardo did.
he's really good at flipping things when he does books. But this is, like I said, this is a hardcover book. It's this thick.
Very nice.
And it's freaking beautiful. And it was hard to get this box set because they did 2 runs. The first run sold out. Amazon was selling this for $700 when they sold out. So they did a second run, and I got it on the second run. From Ken Golden at Laser's Edge, by the way. And that's my 2 for starters.
Excellent. All right, cool. Thank you,
did you want to
Rand.
know what was on it? Did you want to know? I forgot to tell you what was on it.
Well,
Everything
go ahead.
they've ever done, plus all this live stuff, and the first, it's the Decca years from 1973 to 1984. All those CDs are in 5.1 surround sound.
Excellent. Me, I've never ventured down 5.1 surround sound. Unbelievable, but I'm happy with stereo. I'm good.
Mhm.
All right,
Right.
cool. Thanks, Rand.
Is that-
Awesome.
That's only one, right? Did I do two?
Yeah, you did too.
Osric and Camel.
Yeah.
Oh, Osric. I forgot about Osric. Yeah, I'm doing 6. Is that okay?
I don't care what you do, just so we're done by about 6:50. All right,
I'll go
cool.
fast.
Nah, you're fine. All right, Nick, let's throw it over to you. You got anything else?
Yeah. Let me rip through at least 2 Kiss related, maybe 3 if they're. This is a radio station only album, so it's pretty rare. Not the rarest thing, I guess, in the world of Kiss collectors, but the promo thing is somewhere up in here. And this is just basically it's called First Kiss, Last Licks. Came out in and around 1990, in around the time of Hot in the Shade, and it was sort of just a compilation album.
I have never seen that, Nick. Never.
Oh wow, really? It's not the best example. It's a little bit beat, but that's because it came, through the mail to the radio station. But it's kind of cool because it's got the old. There's some commentary by the band in their handwriting. And it kind of reminds you of the Kiss Alive insert where you have Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley writing notes about these songs. So it's kind of cool. The Kiss people know it. I don't know.
Firing Squad.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Well, which some people want to put them there.
See all the bullet holes.
I don't. Rare to me. Something
Oh, my
rare.
God.
Rare is rare, but sometimes it doesn't translate to value. But I'll give you another Kiss related one. I don't know how valuable it is, but White Tiger. And if anyone remembers, that fella there played in Kiss briefly. That's Mark St. John, who played on the Animalize album and then left with health issues and other things. But this album came out independent release. Didn't do anything. I've never really seen it in the wild. I did.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's it's definitely an independent release. I may have shown this on another show somewhere because I think I did actually. I don't know if it was you or someone else, but David Donato's the lead vocalist. I thought he had some sort of run in with Black Sabbath or something that he played with them for maybe a day or two. But so those two. So yeah, those are 2 Kiss ones. And if you want to ramp it up real quick, because I don't know how many others have, but I'll show this one, another Kiss one, real quick. Have you ever seen this one, Treasure?
By
Treasure
who's in it?
Well, I'm going to tell you, Treasure is a band that was started by Felix Cavallari
Okay.
in the mid '70s. Recognize anybody in that picture?
Vinnie Vincent.
There you go, Vincent Cusano, right there. So Vincent Cusano, and this came out, I want to say 77, yeah. And this is a radio station thing that I
is
found.
it a white label?
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's look. Let's
Yes,
look,
it
ladies
is.
and gentlemen.
Yeah, it is. How about that?
Look at that white label promo. Yeah.
The only thing is, and it's funny because I don't know this fella. I don't know which record store I bought this from, but I think I've seen this guy. I bought some of his other albums in his collection, so he must have similar taste. So unfortunately, his signature is on that white label on that side. But yeah,
But
I think I put it.
but
It's not that good.
well, no, but still, Nick, that's a rare record. You
Yeah,
never
yeah.
see that.
Yeah, I want to say I got this in a wild. Might have been Philadelphia. I'm not sure, but yeah, there you go. So those 3 Kiss
Very
ones right in a
nice.
row.
Cool. All right, cool. All right, Andrew, you got something for us? Or did you
No, I
just have
blew
the
through
2?
all my Star Wars and JY stories. That's
All right, that's cool. No big deal. We're all good. Let's throw it over to Rand. Rand, what else you got?
Oh, by the way, Andrew, hi. Nice to meet you.
Oh,
There's a
Andrew,
Star
Rand,
Wars.
Andrew,
Nice
Andrew,
to meet
Nick, Rand,
Yeah,
Rand, Nick.
Yeah,
Okay, we're all good.
I know
now.
Nick. But anyway, Andrew, there's a Star Wars Christmas special on YouTube. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, with B. Arthur on it. Yeah,
Isn't that phenomenal?
Yeah, it's actually
Oh.
the appearance of Boba Fett.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
That's a
Yeah,
that's
But
a
it
famous
doesn't have
special.
anything to do with that record.
No. This is totally a product of Miko, who first I don't know how Miko got the rights to all of the Star Wars music, but even like Anthony Daniels is actually like featured on this album.
He's
they even
on
had-
it.
Oh,
That's so
wow.
great.
Yeah.
I've never
I don't,
seen
you
that.
know, when I remember I got the Star Wars and Galactic Funk album, and I think my parents must have got it for me. And I don't know if they thought that was the actual soundtrack or what, but that was the only Star Wars music I had was Star Wars and Other Galactic Funk by Miko. And that, you know, early on, that's what I always thought was kind of the soundtrack of Star Wars, but it definitely wasn't.
Andrew,
This is-
Okay.
Well, before we go, what year was that? What year did that come out?
Hang on, I'm going to put on my glasses.
I'm going to guess 1979.
Maybe.
It's 1980.
Oh my God, that's
Close.
pretty late.
Yeah. Yeah, because I guess how long does Miko last
I don't
an
know.
entity in
I could
pop
look
music?
Miko up, but I don't know what he did other than those novelty songs. Is it Miko Mondardo?
Yeah,
Miko. Is that him?
Miko Mondardo, yeah. Monardo.
Well, let's look. Oh, that might not be him. Hold on. I really don't know. There's a lot of different Mikos. I don't know which one. I can't find him. It's okay. No big deal. But he had a couple of hits. I'll give him that.
Yeah. Is Star Wars all he did, or did he do other
I don't
stuff
know.
too?
No idea. Rand should know. Rand, he was a prog artist. What did he do?
I don't know anything about Miko. I never heard of it.
He was like a prog pioneer.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
No, I'm just joking. I have no idea. I'm just joking. All right. Nick, do you have any? Wait a minute.
Rand.
And
Rand,
Rand,
my turn.
what else you got?
Yeah, okay. I've got all the King Crimson box sets, but the hardest one to get is Sailor's Tales from 1970 to 1972.
Okay.
And so that's this. They use the Islands cover from the UK. I think it's beautiful. It's a nebula in space. Yeah, these things are freaking expensive. I paid like I don't know, $300-400 for these. I bought them all, and they were all like around $500.
Wow.
Heaven and Earth, the last one that they put out, I paid about $575 for it.
So
But King, like Fripp never disappoints, right? Everything he puts out is just absolutely, pardon the pun, stellar.
Mhm.
But I love Sailor's Tales. This is really good. They even give you Earthbound, which is like one of the worst recorded albums ever. I remember when we first heard it back in the 70s, we thought, what did they do? Record this through a telephone? I mean, it was so bad.
that's probably what they did. Oh
Then my
my God.
next one-
I'm looking it up.
Yeah,
Oh
okay.
my goodness.
All these
So if we go on
Crimson box sets
Discogs,
are outrageous.
okay, if we go on Discogs and look for it, it's
Yeah.
up to like $400 for that
Yeah.
box.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
Yeah.
And my next one is really, really, really rare. Go look this up.
Okay.
Grant, since you're on Discogs.
You keep going. Give it to me. Oh, stop it.
UK Ultimate Collection.
I don't want to see that.
Eddie Jobson put this out on a one-run thing. It's like, oh my God, you had to jump or you missed the boat.
I hate
This thing
you.
is so good. It's got a 5.1 version of the long version of Night After Night. You get the entire concert in 5.1 stereo, and this is the only place. Well, no, that's not true. They did put a standalone version of that out, but it's really expensive too.
Well, if you go on Discogs, there's one on sale in the US, $435.
I've seen this up to 800.
Well, not
Wow.
right now. You can get one for
Is
$435.
it used or brand new?
It's used.
Okay, try to find a
The
brand new one.
media, well, yours isn't brand new. Media, the
Well, it was when
media
I bought
condition
it.
is meant. Yeah, but you opened it, you ruined it. Sleeve condition's
right.
very good plus. I'll take it. I'm just going to buy it right now.
Mine are mint.
Okay. We've got
You're gonna
one.
buy that?
No, hell no. I'd like to have it, but I'm not
Oh,
spending.
you should, man. It's so
No,
good. It's
it's
got
not.
all those. It's got all the live concerts that they did back in those days, like live at Penn's Landing and stuff like that, with the Alan Holdsworth. And the funny thing about it is they didn't do a 5.1 version of the debut album, which really disappointed me. But I guess they never had a way to do it. They didn't have the multi tracks or whatever. But that's a great album as is anyway. That's to me, that's my favorite album of 1978. I think the UK debut just blows everybody away off the whole world.
Well, there is a Japanese one here that's sealed. With shipping, it's $1,147.
Bingo.
But that doesn't mean they're going to get it.
It's rare. It's very rare.
I mean, I can see what they went for.
But yeah, you get like a major book in there and everything, and not a hard copy, it's a soft copy. But I think Eddie Jobson did a really good job on this. And it's not a lift-off box. It's a fold-out box like this.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Anthony Ferraro right now is getting all worked up about this.
Yeah, Anthony Ferrari. I bet Anthony Ferraro owns this. I would be shocked if he didn't own this.
He probably's got several.
If you're an Eddie Jobson fan, you got to have this. There you go. That's what they do on Sea of Tranquility. Every time they say his name, they drink.
Well, I'm drinking. I'm not drinking any. Well,
it doesn't matter what alcohol. You're drinking. It can be water, but they always do it. As soon as they say Eddie Jobson on that show on In the Prog Seat, they all take a drink. It's funny.
All right, cool. All right. So does anybody else have anything to share real quick?
I'll rip through some stuff. Come on.
Go ahead. I'll give you 5 minutes to rip.
I think this is a radio. I think it's a radio
All right,
station.
I'll give you 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, and rant 2.5 minutes, and then I have to go.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
I think this is a radio station only one. It's a little different. It's louder than live. Soundgarden, and it was live tracks, Beyond the Wheel, Gun, Get on the Snake, etc., etc. I kind of liked it because they did a medley of Big Bottom and Earache My Eye. So if you know your Cheech and Chong and you know your Spinal Tap,
Big Bottom.
Big Bottom. The other thing I liked about it was I'm a sucker for colored vinyl. So that's kind of pretty. Cool. Yeah, it was nice. So
they call that sapphire blue.
Hey, whatever. It's gorgeous. But yeah, and it was just sort of a radio station thing. So there's that. And I'll give you one that I don't think I've ever shown on any show. I don't know the value of it, but whatever. Robin Trower, Beyond the Mist. This is when he sort of was off of Chrysalis and sort of out in the hinterlands and put a band together. And he also, this is recorded live, but also I think there's some, I guess it is all live. I forget. Anyway, Davy Bronze is playing bass on it and singing. But this came out around 85-ish. And it's a pretty good specimen.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, here's the back cover. Kind of cool. Very Trower-esque. A record label. I don't
recognize the songs.
Music for Nations. Yeah, let's see. Back It Up is on here in Bridge of Sighs.
Bridge of Sighs. I couldn't see that. Yeah. Weird album cover.
There's, there is some studio stuff on here. It's called The Last Time and Keeping a Secret. And then live is called The Voice, Beyond the Mist, Time is Short, Back It Up, and Bridge of Sighs.
That album cover looks like the second Dream Academy album.
Okay. But yeah,
it's like something from Lord of the Rings, the orcs.
I bought this one. I still got the thing on it, $8, and I think it's worth more than that. But yeah, that's kind of a cool one. I'll give you one. What else did I have here? I'll give you two. I don't know if there's any value schmalue. I don't know. Oh, here's a quick one. There's a Japanese pressing of Force It. So
usually that was the censored cover.
It's not censored, yeah.
Right, exactly. And you get some Japanese writing on the back, but whatever. Let Rand go if we have to. If there's more time.
I just meant that I didn't say it right, but what I meant was they censored that cover in America. That's what I was trying to say.
Right, exactly. Mm-hmm. You're right.
You want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I've got the original Chrysalis CD, and it's censored.
Yeah.
Okay, this is really rare too. This is a 2018 Steve Hillage, Searching for the Spark. And if I tilt this in certain ways, like in the sun, it changes color. It's pretty cool. But this box set is amazing. 22 discs and a book and 2 booklets and posters and stuff. And then my last one, you should check these values on Discogs. Check this out. This is my pride and joy.
Oh, Gentle Giant.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Gentle Giant Unburied Treasure. I'm just using the reason I'm using the lids only is because this thing weighs like 22 pounds. But it's just, I mean, there's just so much in here. I haven't even had a chance to go through any of these box sets except for a little bit of the Camel and the UK.
Is that just all their studio albums in a box?
This is all their studio albums, and they put the first one in 5.1 surround sound, and like a shit crap ton of live recordings. Wow. Just so many live CDs. I haven't listened to any of them. They're supposed to be fantastic sounding and everything. But yeah, and they give you a puzzle. You get a puzzle and everything. And if you get one with a gold piece or something, you get some big prize. But I've never heard of anybody getting it. I didn't get it.
I'm all down if there's a puzzle.
I freaking love Gentle Giant.
All right, cool. Nick, anything else real quick?
That's going for over $1,200 right now.
Yeah, I'll be okay. I'll be all right.
I showed this to you on a show once before. I don't remember which one, but it's an oversized record.
Oh, you showed that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's from the United States Air Force Band. And I've got a whole ton of them that come in these little black, or just the paper sleeves. So yeah, it played on an oversized player. So if you
are those 78s?
33 and a third.
Okay.
So it was broadcast basically from the 50s. So I think that it was, they probably played it for the troops or Armed Forces Radio or whatever, but I've got a stack of them. Never heard them because I don't have a player big enough.
Yeah, that's
no room.
There's no room.
Yeah.
Damn technology.
Here's a weird one. This one plays from the inside out, from the inner sleeve out, from the label out, red vinyl. It's, supposed to be sort of like a novel thing back in the day. And of course, what would one want to hear on red vinyl that plays inside out but banjo polkas?
I love banjo polkas.
You know what I mean? Very Ohio.
Fortissimo.
Oh my God.
Or Kentucky.
Banjo polkas.
So I thought you'd like that one. Oh, here's another one. This is just so silly, but Jim and Tammy Faye Baker doing a little kids album.
Oh, goodness.
Got a million of them.
Really, that should go on the bad album cover site. I mean, that's really creepy.
Mary Tyler Moore, there you go, looking very lovely.
Oh my God!
There. Back in the day,
you're gonna get Rand all worked up. Watch out!
She had incredible legs back then. Yeah.
Jesus,
she looks awesome
Mrs.
there.
Petrie.
All right, boys. I need to wrap this dog up. All right. Excellent discussion. Sorry we have to cut it short. We could have kept going more. I want to thank Nick. I want to thank Andrew. I want to thank Rand for showing up tonight and talking our rarer records. It's just fun to talk about this stuff. If you'd like to be on these chats, we'd love to have you. We have a Patreon. You can check the link out below. Lots of great content over there. We also have a Ko-fi, buy us a pint or a cup of coffee. We'd appreciate that. Or we'll just take a donation. We're not, we like money. So, but essentially we're here just to talk music, and hopefully we turned you on to some records tonight. What's next on the Contrarians? Something. I don't know exactly.
I could do 3 or 4 of these shows. I got so much.
Rand has a lot in the warehouse, so to speak. So,
yeah.
All right, gentlemen. Rand's warehouse. Rand's Rock Warehouse. So anyway, everybody, we'll see you. Have a good one. We'll check you out on next time. So please like, please subscribe. You know the whole routine. All right, we'll see you later.
Bye, guys. Have a good one.